Hello, my name's Galena. I'm the fiancé of Joshua Lee McCollister, who was murdered on July 8th by Deunn Willis and robbed by Danielle Durand. It's a really difficult day. I keep thinking of how many hours it is until the minute anniversary of my fiance being dead for 2 months. I remember he sent me this photograph of him with that puppy, and I didn't respond to it. And I always wish I had. I was busy. I want to say something about the media and how they've handled his case. You know, a reporter asked me how I feel about how the cops have handled this. And you know, bottom line, no matter how I feel, good or bad, you know, the cops did their job. They found the people who robbed and shot Josh. They put cuffs on him. They did their job. Media has not. Not by any stretch has the media up in Humboldt County done their job. And I've been warned over and over that there's corruption in Humboldt County. And I'm not from Humboldt, so I can't really speak to that. What I can say, though, is that I have never heard of such lazy reporting in a murder case, ever. I am so grateful to that one reporter who did that beautiful article about Josh. What a wonderful stepfather he was. That article was exactly how Josh would want to be remembered. But I do not understand how Josh can have been answered an ad on NextDoor for free puppies, and there's nothing about that has been put in a single article. And this is not like my opinion that this happened. No, I've gone over this in front of the prosecutor. You know, I've talked about it with the person who survived the attack, who had a gun in their face. Why is it that the media up in Humboldt County is not touching this with a 50-foot pole? It seems like it wouldn't be that hard for the press to figure this out. Contact law enforcement, contact the prosecutor's office. I mean, they could have reported on this, and they're not doing it. And the motive in this case is so important. I mean, don't tell me that people in Humboldt County, if they're picking up their morning paper, wouldn't have a reaction to finding out that Deunn Willis and Danielle Durand killed someone over a puppy. Of course they would. So why is it not being reported? And similarly, why are there photographs not being in the media? Like, I've never heard of a murder case before where the killers have successfully kept their photographs out of the paper for 2 months. And this is not hard. I mean, it's not like we're trying to get photographs of people that have no ties to the community. I mean, Danielle Durand had a job. Deunn Willis had a job. Deunn Willis worked with kids. How hard is it for a member of the press to go to McKinleyville High School and say, so one of your teachers shot somebody. We want a photograph of them for the paper. Don't tell me there isn't a single person who would give up a photograph of these people. And it's important. It's so important that the papers put their photographs in, because my fiance was a complete stranger. And you know, he was a good man. He was a good person. And Deunn Willis was around him for give or take about 5 minutes. My fiancé did not, he didn't threaten him. My fiancé didn't have a gun. He didn't even call this guy names. This guy, Deunn Willis, shot him at distant range in the abdomen and left him there to die. Didn't call 911. It's the thing for his supporters that I will say again and again and again. If this was all an accident, why didn't he call 911? And you know, I saw Deunn Willis in court. This is not a tiny guy. My fiance was not real big. You know, I know that where he was shot, it was remote. I don't believe for 2 seconds that if this was an accident, that Deunn Willis could have helped carry him to a vehicle and gotten him to a hospital. He might have survived if that had happened. Deunn Willis didn't do a damn thing, not a damn thing, to get help for my fiance after he shot him. So I'm speaking directly to the media in Humboldt County, and I'm speaking directly to McKinleyville High School. There has to be some other teacher that Deunn Willis worked with that knows this is wrong, and that knows that if he would do this to a complete stranger, maybe, just maybe, the community needs to see his face, because maybe, just maybe, he's done this to somebody else. Not necessarily killed them, but victimized somebody? Yeah. This is why perpetrators' photographs are shared in newspapers. So I'm asking McKinleyville High School, anyone that has a photograph of Deunn Willis, turn it into the newspapers. And if that newspaper doesn't print it, turn it into another newspaper. Turn it into another newspaper. Do what has to get done so every potential victim in Humboldt County sees this guy's face. And if you are not getting anywhere with those newspapers, best believe, if you turn in a photograph of Deunn Willis to me on my Facebook account, Galina Treffel, GalinaTrefil, you turn in a photograph of Deunn Willis to me, you turn in a photograph of Danielle Durand to me, believe you me, I'll see that something gets done. Please. My fiance was such a good man, and we had our whole lives planned. He was good to me, he was good to the kids, he was good to his parents, and we don't have him because Deunn Willis, 2 months ago today, decided that he was going to be a big man by pulling the trigger. You know, when I saw him in court, my impression was, wow, this is the guy that terrorized my fiance for those 5 minutes? He couldn't even say his name to the judge without stumbling over it. He was terrified. This is a man who's only brave when he has a gun in front of him. There's got to be somebody else that has seen a side to him that my fiance did. A side that my fiance's friends did. Please. Please. Someone has to have a photograph of Deunn Willis and Danielle Durand that can get out to the media so that anybody else they might have hurt, they won't be hurt. These people deserve the maximum penalty for what they did to Joshua Lee McCollister. Please help me make sure that they get it.